Believe it or not, some jobs out there are way riskier than you could ever imagine, and I'm about to take you through the craziest ones. Right now, as you're watching this video, somewhere in the world, 2 people are losing their lives on the job. According to estimates, around 650,000 workers die every year, either during work or due to work-related illnesses. Some jobs are so dangerous that they can actually claim a person's life. Today, we're going to look at a few of those jobs, ones that are not only tough but could literally be fatal. Let's start with a job that might surprise you: salt farming in India. Back in 1947, when India gained independence, it had to import salt to meet its demands. Today, India is the 3rd largest producer of salt in the world, not only meeting its own needs, but also exporting it globally. Most of India's salt production takes place in the scorching hot region of Gujarat. Satellite images show large, colorful rectangular salt ponds. This is where the magic happens. Salt workers use a solar evaporation method to produce salt, waiting for the right weather conditions with no rain in sight. They prepare the land by creating partitions and ponds, and begin the back-breaking work of flattening the soil using heavy rollers. This must be done at least 20 to 25 times for the ground to be solid enough to produce good quality salt. Under Gujarat's relentless heat, these workers often suffer from dehydration. They also have to dig the earth to find brine water, which is then pumped into the ponds using solar-powered pumps. After months of hard work, the water evaporates, leaving behind salt crystals. But the job is far from safe. Workers face the threat of heat stroke, dehydration, and exposure to the acidic salt water, which damages their skin. Prolonged exposure to sunlight, reflecting off the white salt, also causes severe eye damage, leading to early blindness. Despite all this, these workers earn just a few pennies per kilogram of salt produced. Next up, we travel to Indonesia, where sulfur mining in the Ijen volcano poses a life-threatening risk. The world consumes around $6 billion worth of sulfur annually, used in everything from fertilizers and oil refining to battery production. This yellow mineral even helps turn sugar from brown to white. However, extracting it is a hazardous task. The Ijen crater is an active volcano spewing out deadly gases. As these gases cool down, they condense into liquid sulfur, which drips down from pipes and hardens into sulfuric chips. Workers have to brave toxic fumes and collect these sulfur chips, carrying up to 200 kilograms on their shoulders each day. The job doesn't end there. They then have to climb out of the crater and travel miles to sell the sulfur in the market, earning only around $7 per day. Studies show that these workers often die before the age of 50 due to the constant inhalation of sulfur gases, which severely damage their lungs. This is why sulfur is known as the devil's gold, and mining it is one of the deadliest jobs in the world. Now, let's talk about underwater welding, a job that combines the dangers of welding with the challenges of working under the sea. Regular welders deal with fireballs, extreme heat, and explosions, but when it's underwater, these dangers increase tenfold. Underwater welders repair pipelines, ships, and offshore oil platforms, all while submerged in water. The risk of explosions, short circuits, and electrocution is far greater because water conducts electricity. On top of that, they face the immense pressure of deep-sea environments, which can cause decompression sickness, a condition that can be fatal if not treated immediately. According to the CDC, underwater welders are 40% more likely to die on the job compared to surface welders. When you add in the possibility of fuel leaks during repairs, the job becomes even more dangerous. Underwater welding is definitely not for the faint-hearted. Shifting gears a bit, let's talk about a less industrial but equally dangerous job: bird's nest harvesting in Southeast Asia. These birds' nests are not made of twigs and leaves, but rather the bird's own saliva. Swifts, a type of bird, build their nests high up in limestone cliffs, far from predators. The nests are considered a delicacy across Asia and are used to make a special soup that is said to have numerous health benefits. The demand is so high that these nests can fetch up to $2,500 per kilogram. However, harvesting them is no easy feat. Workers, known as bird nest climbers, scale the steep cliffs without any protective gear. One wrong move, one loose rock, and they could fall to their death. The nests are often located in dark, hard-to-reach caves, and climbers must carefully pry them off the rocks without damaging them. A single mission can take days, and sometimes they come back empty-handed. Despite the dangers, many continue this work because the rewards, although small in their hands, are worth a fortune on the market. Then there's bull riding, a dangerous sport that is growing in popularity, especially in the US and Australia. While professional bull riders can make millions of dollars, the risk of injury is incredibly high. Studies show that 32 out of every 1,000 bull riders will suffer serious injuries, with many of them involving broken legs, chest injuries, and head trauma, arguably the most vulnerable parts of the human body. In the US alone, 3 bull riders die each year on average. This is why bull riding is often considered one of the most dangerous professions in the world. Finally, let's talk about what might seem like a simple job, fishing. While fishing for fun may be relaxing, for those who make their living from it, the job is often deadly. Fishermen venture out into the open seas to cast their nets, and many times they fall overboard or get entangled in their own nets, drowning in the process. Fishing in regions like Alaska is particularly dangerous due to the extreme weather and rough seas. The crabbing season in the Gulf of Alaska, which lasts just a few days, is one of the most treacherous times for fishermen. To catch crabs, fishermen drop 400-kilogram steel cages into the ocean, baiting them with fish to attract crabs. Hauling these cages back onto the boat is a risky task, especially in the icy, unpredictable waters of Alaska. If a storm hits, or if a cage gets loose, it can mean life or death. Accidents are frequent, and the number of casualties each year is a stark reminder of how dangerous this job can be. From salt farming in the scorching heat of Gujarat to sulfur mining in the toxic fumes of an active volcano, from scaling cliffs for bird nests to risking life underwater, these jobs push workers to the edge. Yet, despite the dangers, these individuals continue to do these jobs to support their families and communities. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time,